Welcome to the fascinating world of traffic signals. Today I'm responding to a call that we have at this intersection here at Reichhold and Cowan Lorraine about these cameras putting in false calls, meaning the left turn lanes are getting green lights when nobody's around, no vehicles are present. The left turn lanes and the side streets are getting green lights when they shouldn't be. So let me show you what I'm going to do to hopefully solve those issues. I first pulled up one of these processors, this bottom processor. There's two processors in this CCU right here, and one controls two cameras and the other one controls the other two. One was down, a good hard reset, and it's back online. It's working like it should. But now we also have issues where these zones are locking in calls right now. So what I can do is come into here, go into process configuration, and come up to each one of these zones, and there's a little desensitize setting we can turn on. Now, I have had issues in the past, and I've even made videos about it when that setting's on, where it wouldn't pick up vehicles properly. So I'm going to hope that won't be the issue here in the future, and desensitizing these zones is actually just going to help the issue and not cause an issue. But that's only time will tell, and we'll get complaints if it does cause a new issue, and we'll be back out here changing things around and trying to figure out a better solution to this. But it's what I'm going to do tonight to hopefully get this working properly. So this one is phase 5, and I can go through to each zone and hit desensitize on it. I'm going to do that to each one of these cameras. As I scroll through side streets, let's check them and do it as well to those. And what this setting will do usually helps out with like sun glare causing false calls and different things. Usually when it goes from nighttime to daytime, there's issues. Desensitizing the zones will usually not have them have a bunch of false calls in the morning time and in the evening. But then it also brings up the case that it may not pick up every vehicle like it should. It's a pretty well lit intersection now since we've added these lights out here and the luminaire lights. So I'm hoping it won't be an issue at all desensitizing these zones, but we'll figure that out here shortly. So with that setting, everything is working like it should for the time being. I've seen certain vehicles hit some of these zones. They're still working properly, and they are not putting in false calls. As you can see, besides 2 and 6, which is for the advanced detection in the through lanes out there are no calls active on this controller, meaning they should be set up and good to go. I'll show you what else is happening tonight. And if you're enjoying this video, make sure to like and make sure to subscribe. If this video gets 500 likes, I'm gonna buy all my guys tonight dinner. Joke's on y'all, whether y'all get the likes or not, I'm gonna pick them up some dinner. Alright, so what they have going on here tonight is we are replacing all the signal heads at this intersection, cable, and installing new Wavetronics radars for vehicle detection here at Bayview. Alright, so him up there, he has to work on getting all of this new cable, new 8 conductor and radar cable down this pole, down to the bottom, and we'll work on getting it into the cabinet. In the meantime, I'm going to be working on pulling all the data off of this old Eagle 300 and transferring it over to this new M60 while he's over there working on signal heads himself. Alright, this screen is going to be hard to look at, but I need to go in here, click on Utilities, number 8, Configure Ports, number 2, Port 2 COM, and I need to match this baud rate with my laptop up here. So I can go into my, all my traffic signal programs right here. And I can change the baud rate of this port plugged into that controller and get it to match the controller itself so that they can communicate between each other. Back into the intersection configuration, was able to configure my laptop port to that controller. Now I can go into here, click it, we can go into database menu, and then we're gonna right click on all data, and hit upload and save. Yes, I want to do that, and now it's going to start pulling all the data from this 300 to the laptop. Then I'll be able to transfer it from the laptop to this M60 controller. Alright, so all that data has been pulled out from the old controller. Now I can come into here, start pulling all the cables out. We already have this intersection shut down. In the meantime, get everything disconnected, and then I can get this M60 inside this cabinet. All right, so while this is transferring all the data over to this new MCC controller, I'm about to start going ahead and getting this set up inside of this cabinet. This is a Wavetronics Click 650, and that's going to be the processor for all the Wavetronics radars here at this intersection. We have a GFCI down there. We don't want to use that. Then we need these two outlets for network switches, so I am going to hook up a power cord for that 650 to our M block over here. The top three have 120 volts on it. Then right below that you have the neutrals, and below that you have the ground. Below that you have some logics. So I'm going to use the top right here, and I will get supplied power for that 650 continuously. That will never stop unless this whole cabinet goes down at one point. So shouldn't lose detection at any given time. Also, anytime you're trying to wire up something while it is currently hot, meaning there's 120 volts on the top side right here, you want to go ahead and land your ground and your neutral first. If you land your hot first, you will energize your neutral, meaning you just have more cables to deal with that are going to be hot and that can shock you. If you do it this way, it's only going to be the power that's going to be hot at any given time. So, a little tip for you guys. Also, when you're wiring this stuff up, if you can help it, try to never have a load on this, meaning don't have this plugged into this device where it's drawing power while you're trying to hook up your power. You'll end up having arcs, and you could damage equipment by doing so. So, try to have it unhooked, do the ground neutral, and then you're hot, and you should be safe after that. All right, we have gotten all of our cables that we need out of the bottom of the pole. Just need to get them into the cabinet. I went ahead and cleaned up the bottom of this cabinet a bit, just to make all this an easier room to work. And then we're gonna route our radar cables up and into the back of the 650 and get our field cables relanded to the bottom of this signal controller cabinet. So let's work on that now. We are currently having issues with one of our bucket trucks, so I am driving it back to our shop and going to swap it out for a different truck of ours. So they're going to continue to work onto that intersection, hoping to skip lunch and me buying them dinner, and all that will work out just fine. Skip lunch and maybe we get out of here and have an early weekend, and that would be great. So hopefully it's a quick trip to go swap out these trucks, get back out there, and we can start hanging some of those Wavetronics radars. Let's get to it. All right, so this is the truck we're having issues with. New fancy VersaLift. I'd very much recommend against VersaLift. Go with an All-Tech boom because we got old reliable here. May not have AC. We just got a new seat in it at least, so that's very nice. And this thing runs like a champ no matter what. I absolutely love this truck. So gonna bring this one out on the field and put it to use, and we'll just leave this one here. All right, been back out here, but just got a little too busy to film. Now I need to go ahead and put connectors on all of this radar cable and get it landed onto this Click 650. Connectors are super simple also. Once you strip back your cable and expose all your conductors, all you got to do is just fit them in the slots here and then fold the tab over, and it will nick the insulation on the cable itself, the wire itself, and that's how it connects into these. You don't have to strip this back any at all. So really cool connectors. All the connectors have been made up. Now once they are finished installing all of the devices, I can flip these switches on and power the devices and get them programmed so we have proper working vehicle detection at this intersection. Well, unfortunately, we did not accomplish as much as I wanted to at this intersection this week, but we did get all the new signal heads hung up and powered on. So they're just gonna have to live with no detection for the weekend. And as always, thanks for watching.